Oh, hello, hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Late Night Roast with me, the Shagsworth. Chad, how are we doing tonight, Boblito? Good to see you, my friend. Just got to get my own dose of coffee in real quick. Anyways, hope your week is going well, friends. My week's been going pretty good. We've been busy, and the news never relents, so we have plenty to talk about. I do want to thank where the SJW at. I do want to thank a couple of people before we get started today. We have our down in the description below. You guys are able to become a member on my Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/TheShagsworth, and we have two very special people who have decided to subscribe at a higher tier. Emperor Doomsday and Vividly Aurora. Thank you guys so much. Aurora being at the the sponsor tier. At $20 a month, and Emperor Doomsday at $10 a month for the VIP spot. Thank you guys so much. Give you guys shout outs on our live streams to make sure you're recognized for your contributions to the stream. It is very, very awesome. So we are doing this Friday, no midnight oil, but we have, I'm going to do my very first community stream. If you guys are subscribed to my Twitch channel, or if you're subscribed on Ko-Fi, you will be able to enter into that community discussion, just about anything that we can think of. Just be a nice chill night to kind of get the community involved in talking. So Ko-Fi members, depending on how many people we have, Ko-Fi members will be prioritized as I'm looking to start monetizing off of the bigger platforms and onto more independent stuff. We have lots of stuff in the works and things that I'm not going to share at the moment, but really good things that are going to help build a community and be more independent away from other things, while also just growing our audience on these platforms, because they are helpful to network and get the message out. Trey 50 Daniel, welcome. How you doing, sir? We have, like I said, community night this Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. That's always when I start my streams, by the way. If you're ever wondering when I start my live streams, or if you can find me, just check your check your clock. If it's 9 p.m. Mountain Time, you could bet your buns that I'm on the internet. Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we like to take off, hang out with the wife, do all the things. Yeah, we got some good stuff. I've been having fun the past couple of days. Been working with some friends on things that I think are important. Again, to sort of entrench ourselves in the content creation business and the YouTube business, and just in like the community building business. Been having a lot of fun, and been playing video games too, of course. So my shows, for those who are just joining for the first time, or maybe watching this VOD afterwards, my live streams take place on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually here on YouTube. They all start at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Tuesday night, tonight, is the late night roast. It's usually just myself. And then Wednesday night, we do the midweek hump. I do it with Horror Emirata, Sheepsidian, and No Green Rocks, part of the Legion of Memers. We have a couple of guests this week. We have Starsan, and we have Radio as our guests this week. So that starts tomorrow night. It's at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. It's always a fun time. We talk pop culture, all sorts of stuff. Pop culture, movies, TV shows, politics, whatever you can imagine. We try and get in there. And then Friday night, I'm on a hiatus right now with the Midnight Oil, but that's a show that I generally will talk movies or comics or something in that nature, and try and have discussions about individual like things. Like we for a while we were doing a variety of topics, but we're starting to move more into a singular format, discussing like a particular book, comic, or movie. And of course, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. Hit the notification bell. We're starting to upload more original content, not just clips from our shows, but those are also important too. If you like what you're doing, if you like what we are doing, the best possible thing you can do is like our videos, share them with your friends, and comment. It helps push us through the algorithm, lets us get noticed a little bit more. That's the very, very best thing you can do for any creator that you enjoy on YouTube. Like their stuff, share it with your friends on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you can, and then comment below. But that's the intro. That's the intro. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. I wish you all the best this week. I hope you guys are working towards your favorite goals. I hope you're working towards something that you're proud of. Or if not, I hope you're getting out of that slump, because it's important to every now and then just feel good, treat yourself to something nice, set yourself up for success in the future. Get out there, see some sunshine, touch some grass, go for a walk. Sometimes all you need to do is reset. Go for a walk around the block, go for a walk in the trees. The shilling of the shilling. But yeah, get out there, do something nice, activate your muscles a little bit, get some vitamin D. It sounds stupid, and I think people are tired of hearing it, but like seriously, just getting some sunshine can totally turn your day around. Breathing in some fresh air, if you can, it's just awesome. We can start this episode off with a bang, because there's always some stupid shit out there. And I don't know. We'll start on the lighter side of things. Yeah, Trey says, I hate the sun and it hates me. Are you one of those see-through people who gets burned really easily? So I wanted to share this because I've spent a fair amount of time on Twitch, and for a time, I think my goal was to be a Twitch partner, and that goal is like sort of behind me at this point. I don't necessarily care about Twitch partner. I honestly care more about developing a genuine community, and I don't know. I find YouTube to be a way more like, I just find it to be a better community. I find it to be more authentic, whether, for good or bad. Like, you could find a way more genuine people here. Twitch just seems like that purple check mark seems less and less, like, it seems like it's less and less important. Like, it used to be something that was coveted and that was really important to being a successful streamer, but I don't think it is anymore. So I wasn't surprised when I saw this news that, there we go. Let's do, is that, yeah, we'll do it like this. I'll be super small for you. If you guys can't see this, well, I share this particular tweet because Daniel the Demon says, yikes, at Zach Bussy's tweet. TwitchCon updated the health measures page. In accordance with current local guidelines, there will be no COVID-19 vaccination or testing requirements at TwitchCon San Diego. Although masks are encouraged, they are not currently required. I could feel the collective Twitch blood pressure go through the roof when I read this, because these people need a reason to stay inside their house and not interact with people and just be miserable like pieces of garbage. That's exactly what we've come. That's what we've come to. And like, again, his tweet, yikes, like, he's a big streamer on Twitch. So it's no surprise. So I believe this is the actual official release. We're constantly reviewing our health and safety guidelines along with local authorities. In accordance with current local guidelines, there will be no COVID vaccine or testing requirements at TwitchCon San Diego. Although masks are encouraged, they are not required. Please ensure you are comfortable with our current health and safety measures before you purchase your ticket to TwitchCon. But the funny thing is they'll still go to this event. They're still going to go to this event. They're going to hug each other. They're going to love on each other, even with their diaper on. Welcome in, chat. We have a couple new people coming in here. Ryan Reaper from the Legion of Memers. Good to see you. She says, "Hail Shags, hail the roast." Raven Smallbean 43 just came in. What's happened? We're talking about TwitchCon right now. We're talking about how they sort of dropped their V requirements for the cough, and they are and streamers are mad. They're big mad. TwitchCon not being uber leftist on one aspect, right? Well, the thing is like I don't know what this does for their overall, like, their ticket numbers or whatever. Because again, I think people are going to complain on Twitter and be like, oh, I can't believe I'm not going to support Twitter. How dare they? They don't care about our health, but they're still going to go. They're still going to go and even wear a mask, and they're going to hug each other and be all over each other and still smell like a 30-day-old burrito stuck in the corner under their Code Red Mountain Dew bottles. They're still going to do all that stuff, but they're going to be outraged and mad on Twitter. But then the people who, like, I think the regular people who were like, didn't want to be forced to wear a mask and, get jabs for this, they're going to be fine. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go now because I'm not forced to do something I don't want to do. And this all goes back to the fact that, like, people in general, like, for some reason, once all this started in 2020, there was this big wave of, like, people don't know how to take care of themselves. And that was a bit alarming. It was a bit alarming to see that, these health experts out there were, like, pretending that people didn't, when they were sick, they didn't stay home. Just another thing for Twitter to be outraged about, or Twitch rather, to be outraged about. Is what it is, man. But again, I'm not surprised by the people who are mad about it. I mean, these comments. Oh wow, actually, it's funny? No one commented on that for him. But now there's another thing. So I'm willing to bet that there's a combination of things. There's going to be people outraged on Twitch about this and being vocal on Twitter. I think that's going to sway the powers that be. But I also think that this is going to be a huge factor.
Also mention, importantly,
let's listen to this, because this is freaking hilarious. Wait till you see what Rochelle Walensky, MD, has to say. So she's the director for the CDC. So this is in regards to monkeypox. Wait till you see this.
We do.
Oh, that's as high as it goes? There we go.
Have seen now 2 cases that have occurred in children. Both of those children are traced back to individuals who come from the men who have sex with men community, the gay men community.
I'm sorry, Rochelle, could you run that back for us?
With men community. Individuals who come from the men who have sex with men community, the gay men community. And so when we have seen those cases in children, they have generally been what I call adjacent to the community most at risk.
Wow. Really? So apparently the monkeypox has been spreading mostly with gay men. That's what we've heard. So it sounds like Rochelle said, "Oh, we have some kids that are getting some of this now too." Well, it's from, and I know she's not assuming that there's nefarious acts going on with children, but that she can't just come out and say like, "Oh, these kids were, they were probably adopted from, gay parents that were they're doing their thing, and then they got it, so they spread it to their kids. But she's got to like stumble over every word she can.
Are traced back to individuals who come from the men who have sex with men community, the gay men community.
The community with gay sex with men community with. Back to you. Starsan, how you doing? Great to see you. Starsan's gonna be on the midweek hump tomorrow night, 9 p.m. guys. Be ready. Be ready. It's bound to be spicy.
And so when we have seen those cases in children, they have generally been what I call adjacent to the community most at risk. I should also
and then she adds, I forgot.
mention, importantly, those children are doing well.
Thank you for that update. One more month.
Thank you for that update. I'm totally embarrassed. Bye. People, man. I just worry about, like, this to me is what happens when you, like, this is what happens when you sterilize everything, when you can't say what you mean. Like, she can't even say, like, oh, this spreads, like, the kids are, they're either adopted or from, gay parents. They're adjacent to them. Like, just come out and say what you mean. But it's what happens when you sterilize language to the point where you can't say anything without being, like, can't threaten to being canceled. So a total health expert, whatever, But you're better off saying things like just right out. Right, Trey. Say things bluntly. And I've said this last week or at some point where, like, I truly believe, just like George Carlin had talked about, before he died way a long time ago, basically saying, like, if we had stopped sterilizing language this way and had called out things like PTSD, what they were originally, like when you say, like, shell shock, like it sounds like the bullets themselves, like you like these vets may have gotten the help they needed had you, like, properly, there's nuance to it all. That I'm not saying, but I think that's a contribution. There's a contribution to the weakening of treatments and like, people not getting the real help they need, because some of the stuff is, like, truly bad. But then we have it the other way around too. Like, we make things that aren't that bad something really bad as a method of control to keep you sort of, like, locked into your space. Like, yes, straight people can catch it, but right now it's affecting the gay community the worst. Right. That's what I've seen. Them sterilizing language is backfiring, yet some will still say the language is dirty. Yeah, everyone wants to feel important right now. That's a big problem with what's going on. And it also goes back to something I said last week. Like, there's no money in being right anymore. The money is in being first. So people see something and they have to immediately comment on it and be the very first one to comment on it, whether they're right or wrong, because retractions don't mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything to print, like, oh, hey, I made a mistake. We made a mistake on this. We got it factually incorrect, or so-and-so isn't what we say they are. But that's why it's just too bad. We're seeing we're alive in a very weird time, a very, very weird time. It is about the message, but it's being first to communicate that message. Like, again, it doesn't even have to. It doesn't matter what side it's on. Like, you have to communicate that message first. You have to take something out of context or not, and just say, like, okay, this helps me push myself forward. The biggest issue with the Western world, we have cornered ourselves through others' potential emotions and outrage. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you do. That's what people do. Some of the biggest names in commentary, that's what they do. They go for the emotional response in people and not the rational, objective response. It's harder to defend those ideas. It's very easy to appeal to people's emotions. It's just we we live in a very strange time because I mean, knowing what I knew as a kid, I mean, I know that politics and stuff have been going on forever, and like not all of a sudden like getting to be a certain thing. We've had weirdness in politics our whole life, but I don't know. I don't want to be the crotchety old man. I don't want to be the person who was like back in my day, beer. But like, there is something to it, you know. We are like my generation. Like I'm on the cusp of Gen X and millennial. Like I'm right there, and like we just had a much different upbringing, a so much different upbringing, and I wish like now more than ever any kid right now who knows how to balance like being outside and being like in front of video games and stuff, like they are so much better off than many people. Like I watch some of the students that I mentor, and I it breaks my heart to like watch them walk out the door and start their life because they're not equipped. They're not equipped. There's no. I mean, people get the police called on them because their kids are playing outside at night. You know, like you can't. Like we used to go out and play for hours in the forest behind my house. Oh, you know, whatever. White privilege. I had a forest in the back of my house. Like we used to go out there and play for hours. Sun's going down. Okay, let's get back to the house. Just play in a river for, you know, we get soaking wet playing a river. Like no one does that. Like this, these are things that like just slowly build character that you just can't teach in games. Games have their place and they're important to some developmental things because it's a part of our life. And kids are losing that now, and it just breaks my heart. And I'm aware I made mistakes growing up. I am fully aware. But the kids now, man, they're not even kids, adults now. Adults now are just I worry. Matriarchs value protection over adventure. Yeah, well, but at some point or another, that changed because, like, I mean, my mom always did. She always like wanted me to be safe. My dad was way more about, yeah, go out in the woods, like, go fun, you know. But that's the other part of this that we're losing. We're losing the family unit, right? We're losing mom and dad in the home and a balance of roles, right? And it's unfortunate because, like, I know exactly what people mean when like they're saying like gender is sort of like rooted in biology, and I usually like, and they say, oh no, it's a social contract. Well, construct. Well, yeah, part of it definitely is socially constructed, like colors, for example, like pink is for girls, blue is for boys, like, you know, that's all made up. But like, it seems to me, or at least like if we were to just return to, if we had suffered some awful catastrophe and we were forced out away from technology and internet and all that stuff, like you would see people revert to natural roles that you'll see like in other mammals, like, you know, like for the most part you have the dad or father, the male being the sort of dominant one, protector, and then the mom be the nurturing one, you know. And of course there's exceptions to the rule, but to say that by and large you have like the mom role, female role, and the dad role, like to ignore that, I think is just a little foolish. You know, I'm not necessarily like stuck in my ways or anything, but I feel like you see that way more than you do like the reverse. Go back and read this. Raven Smallbean said, "There's a balance between being kind and knowing when to slap them with reality. At some point, it's going to come and shatter with fragile stability. Shatter what's fragile stability there is." Yeah, no, totally. And this is something that like you fight, you battle with in parenting. Like you need to be able to find the balance between like hard-nosed disciplinarian and like nurturing mother father. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do, and you fail a lot. And that's, it's hard to deal with, but you're supposed to be self-aware, and you adjust where you can and be better the next time the best you can. But it's like when I'm mentoring my students, I need to know when to be like, to really apply pressure and be like, again, like the hard-nosed, like disciplinarian. And then also where I need to like connect with them on a human level, because I don't want to default to like, talking down to them or whatever. You need to, people just don't know a lot of times. There's oftentimes we just don't know. And we need to be able to connect with people and explain like what we mean, because I may not have been clear. And I need to make sure that I was clear. Emperor Doomsday says, "Hail chat. How you doing, Emperor Doomsday? Good to see you, my friend." The matrix themselves are less relevant to the social fabric as long as the overall society is the result of a matriarchal mindset. I've just been, maybe my brain's not working at full capacity today. I find myself worried about how we're sort of taking, we're taking a much different approach to life, that it seems nonsensical, or even like, what did I do? Sorry, Boomer. I don't know. No, it's okay. I mean, it keeps my mind going, but like, I think the like, I mean, if we're talking just like matriarchal in the sense of like family, we're losing that side of life, and we're losing what it means to be like a mom. Like when women tear down the institution of motherhood and say that you shouldn't do that, that's not empowering, you need to go find a career and be you and be free. I just think how sad, like it's like totally missing the point. Ruin Leon said, did someone day roast or did someone say? What's up, Leon? Good to see you, man. I'm hoping to roast someone here. Might as well be you. No. We're losing that. We're as a overall society, we're losing the importance of a mother. And really what's more to me, what's scarier is that you have a very loud minority that's saying, be free, be independent, be a woman, but then you have no one really, like you have like the conservatives out there, that they're trying to protect like femininity and motherhood, and they're made out to be these total, like they're made out to be these idiots, or like they don't even exist. We're not even seeing, like, no mainstream media outlet is talking about the importance of motherhood. Have you noticed that? Like, there's no big things coming out about being a mom and how important it is. When was the last time you saw any of these big things, big news networks come out and talk about the importance of motherhood? This is a right-wing talking point. You wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't want to be mixed up with that, those classical values. Yeah, we're losing mothers because society is the mother now. I can agree with that. I mean, it's been like that. It's been on the rise since the 60s, right? Whether you want to call it mommy government or big daddy government, they're looking to replace what's irreplaceable in the nuclear family. Starson says, the problem is we get told femininity was able to be tough, to be tomboyish, to be different. And I think, I mean, the whole tomboyish thing is fine. Like, again, it's when people like confuse like outliers and stuff like that. Like, oh, well, I'm a tomboy, so I'm something different. It's like, no, you can still be tomboyish. What's the problem? Like there's exceptions to the rules of society, but that doesn't mean that that's indicative of the whole. It doesn't mean because we found one tomboy in a sea of, of awesome women that like it doesn't even like being a tomboy doesn't make you not awesome. It's like we can't turn the tables just because we found one. It says, what is a mom? Twitter told me those are baby makers. It's actually, to be precise, they are people with the capacity for pregnancy. Make sure you get that right, bigot. You mean birthing person? I hate it. I can't imagine. Can you imagine having the balls? Can you imagine having the balls to walk up to a woman and refer to her as a birthing person and not expect to get slapped in the face? Can you imagine? These people are insane, and they think that they're somehow changing the world. Maybe they are. Maybe it's necessary that these people exist so we know exactly who we're fighting, right? Oh, there it is, right there. Sergeant Herbs, how's it going? Really good to see you. This is an interesting point. You should either worship women for existing or ignore them because they are supposed to be interchangeable with men. It's an interesting point. Like, and again, this is the thing. It's like when I look at what my wife did with our kids, and even watching my son, who was born at 25 weeks 2 days. Again, 40 weeks is gestation, right? Gestational like maturity. Watching him grow from what he was into what he is now, it's a fucking miracle. And these people dismiss it as if it's just like another thing. Men can do that too. Ugh, cringe, my dude. Never knew you were a biologist. I am. That's what I do. That's what you think this is my job? I moonlight as a YouTuber. I'm a biologist during the day, my brother. Seems to me there needs to be an experiment. I'll walk up to my old lady and see what she says. Good luck, my friend. Can we get some F's in the chat, please? Well, but this is the question, right? They are changing the world just in a bad way. I think right this moment, I think when people really start to wake up and they let the mask slip a little bit, they're going to see the real problem. And it's not me. It's not like you guys. It's not people questioning this. It's them. Like they're going to wake up. People are going to wake up one day and be like, people with a capacity for pregnancy? Birthing people? What? It's going to be like waking up after like a night of like an overdose of Rufalin, right? Like that's what it'll be like. They're like, oh, how did I get here? And most people, like myself especially, like after sort of moving away from the left and getting myself red pilled, I started, it was like waking up from this weird dream where like, I said what? I believed what again? Like that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be like. It's just, whoops. It's just a clump of cells that somehow lives and breathes now. Yeah. Well, it's there's a really good clip that Bill Burr. Let me see if I can find it. Did I show it last week? I don't remember. Bill Burr. I think I may have. Or was it? I gotta see if this is if it's on here. If I could find it, I'm gonna show you. I don't see that clip, but I will show this one because this one is funny. Can I show it? I'll be in trouble. I don't even know. But again, they are talking about talking out of both sides of their mouths. It's like I said, they are now acting like unless you're 100% lipstick, you're a trans person. They take all the choice away. It is weird. It's just weird. Or at least don't count on them waking up because it's a hard thing to stare into the abyss because it stares back. True. something's got to click eventually, though, like with the majority of people. And maybe this is why, like when we talk about this stuff, like we're talking about a very like a pretty small part of the progressive left, right? Like they're very, very far to the left. It's not a huge group of people. So to me, it's more of like, okay, you're going to see the moderates sort of waking up to what's going on. They're going to realize, like when they start hearing these terms more and more, and they start like totally taking away from what it really is to be like a mother and or to be a provider, like they will wake up. They will understand. It's very small. But all you need is, like, I think Comics Division was saying, all you need is like 10% and you can sway it. You can sway elections, you can sway, and it's just, it's weird. We have to do our part to talk about this stuff. One of the reasons I do this show and all my shows is to bring attention to what's going on, because it's a weird world out there and we can't let it be overturned. Like classical values aren't bad. They provide a very solid backbone for the world that you know. The world, the reason that a lot of what you have exists is because people like valued classical values or conservative values to some extent. You know, it's it's weird when people are like, "Oh no, we got to burn that thing to the ground." You know, and they have no plan. They never have a plan to fix it. It's just burn it down because of white supremacy. Sergeant Herb says, the world is too strange with all these warped political perceptions. I'm going to a mountain where I can grow some food and be left alone. Yeah, the state won't allow it. And it's too bad. Like the frontiers are gone, right? The frontiers that we knew, there's none left. The last frontier, well, there's two frontiers left, space and ocean. But even those, like they're, you can't get there. And quite honestly, the interesting thing is like humans they're social creatures. We're meant to be in groups. So removing yourself from this society is nearly impossible, especially because you have people who care about you. And I know you're being hyperbolic with what you said, Herbs, but that's the thing is we can't, as much as we want to say like, I'll just remove myself from society, I'll just go somewhere and I'll live in the mountains. It's just not what we can do. We need to figure out how to live with one another. We have to figure it out. It's the only way we continue. Without working together and being together and learning what it's like to be, like, I don't like to say a tribe, but like community again. And not communistic, but like know how to take care of your neighbors and be involved with your local communities. That's what people need. And it's a hard thing to push because people don't want the slow answer. We have been programmed to get what we want now, and if it doesn't do it that way, it has to be the wrong answer. Well, that takes too long. That can't do anything. Right? It's the same thing with like when you look at like the global warming stuff and all that. Like we as a country, our country has done its part in making huge strides in emissions and environmental protection. And like that's all we can do. We tried to rally the world. A lot of nations, a lot of those big nations out there don't want to do it. They don't care to. We as a nation have done it. We're doing our part. It's just not like, but that's how you keep things rolling. You do your part. You do the little things day in and day out, and it has a drastic effect over the long run. It's not that hard. But that's not good enough because it doesn't immediately satisfy a need. Right? There's no big money. Like, and this again, one of the issues with capitalism, right? Or maybe it's cronyism, I guess. One of the problems is you can't, there's no money in healthy people, right? Our healthcare system is $1 billion industry. So keeping people just sick enough is the business that a lot of these people are in. That's the world we've made for ourselves. It's cronyism, yeah. It sucks, dude. It sucks. But you can make the best choices you make for yourself. and learning, just learning little things. Because God forbid anything ever does happen where we do have to take ourselves back to a time that we didn't have everything readily available to us. We go through these little like spurts of like, the supply chain stuff. Like we go through like little bits of that, and people get nervous and scared. But we've been really lucky that nothing has truly affected us yet. Like there's not people like waiting at empty gas stations. There's not, actual real food shortages everywhere that like where people are legit starving. Like we haven't gotten to that point, but we need to make sure we don't. Read Cronyism by Ron Paul. I'll put that on my list next. So I just picked up. So this is a move away from that heavy stuff. Let's move into something a little lighthearted. Actually, it's not even lighthearted. It's pretty fucked up. So I just finished Robert was it Heinlein, Stranger in a Strange Land. If you guys haven't read Stranger in a Strange Land, you should check it out. That book is fantastic. Fantastic. You want to know what good writing is? Go read that book. There's like one or two parts I was like, oof. But like for the most part, it holds up. It holds up so well. And probably one of my two favorite characters in that book, Jubal Harshaw and Mike Smith are two of like their interactions and their character developments are just insanely good. But it's sci-fi. It's kind of a lighter sci-fi, but by the author who wrote Starship Troopers. It's it was so good. I try and swap off. Like I think a good thing to do is like when you're reading is to read something like nonfiction and then swap over, read fiction, maybe read two fiction, then go back to something nonfiction. Keeps the brain going. It helps you not like go stale. I love coffee. Do you guys like coffee? I love coffee. Could you tell? What else? So we got this. I'm sure you guys saw this. Our wonderful, wonderful commander-in-chief here.
Where you hide.
What do you got for us, Joe?
Night, that no matter how long it takes, no matter where you hide, if you are a threat to our people, the United States will find you and take you out. Night.
Who's he talking about? Like this is the problem when you have your commander-in-chief talking like this, you have to wonder like, okay, who are you talking about, sir? Because it seems like a pretty broad definition to me. It seems like you can do whatever you want by saying something like that. Star says, I don't love coffee at midnight though. I love coffee at midnight. It's the best. Brandon forgot his pills. That's for sure. Did you guys see that whole thing with him? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's not. It was that video. It was two separate videos, I guess, recorded on the same day, and he like one of the videos looked like properly lit, and the other one looked like it was a deep fake. It was really weird, and he had like, I don't know, maybe it's because he had COVID or something like that, and his voice was like deeper and raspier in one and sounded normal in the other. Yeah, I'm sure what he was talking about was either Al Qaeda or China, because I did see that China had mobilized some of their Navy forces. So I'm sure he was discussing that, but it's of course, when the Daily Wire reports on it, they're trying to make it probably something that it might not be. But yeah, I think, and that's really the more alarming part is I think every time I see him get on camera, I'm worried like he's actually like withering away. Like you could tell his like mind is slipping a bit, and just like physically, he just looks frail. He looks very frail. Whereas like someone like FDR, who like even though he's in a wheelchair, he's able to hide it a little better. Like he just like it does not look good. And I wonder. I wonder at times like when is he in front of a green screen? Like remember when he first took office, there was that whole thing where like he moved his hand and it like the mic went like behind it, but it wasn't. And everyone's like, oh no, that's not real. That's not, no. Like that's real. He was standing there. It's like, it just doesn't, like I've worked with green screens. I've messed with that stuff and it that looks just like a chroma key to me. Yeah, I believe the video you're talking, it was before and after the meds. It could have been. And the hard thing too, you have to remember that you really have to vet stuff when it comes to like things that are shared on Twitter. There's a couple of things that came across my timeline today that were fake, that people just were sharing. And it was like, you do have to be a little careful, because especially when you're on our side of things, you don't want to be sharing stuff the way like the left shares stuff, or the way that they sort of like make up shit. The same thing happens to us. Like we share something that's obviously not true, like then we look like a horse's ass. We're supposed to be like the moderates, the normal people, even conservative, however you want to put it. And then you share something stupid. Like I think that Atlantic article, I'll bring it up. Not that one. Where is it? Like I'm pretty sure this was fake. I tried to look it up and it didn't exist. Like I'm pretty sure that this is a fake, but Clown World was sharing it. We're supposed to be better than that, yeah. And this is like, I'm pretty sure that like I tried looking up the Atlantic article for this. Like there's no date on it either, which is a little suspect, but these are so easy to fake. Like we have to look these up before we share them and make a fool of ourselves. You know what I mean? But this also falls in the same vein when people were talking about having like chicken pox parties and stuff. Like it's in the same thing. Like they're trying to do that. But yeah, we have to be better. We have to be able to take the high road at some point and not be these idiots. Can't become our own worst enemy. What's normal? Shit. I don't even know anymore. I like to think I'm normal, but shit. Bro, what is this? We'll probably talk about this more tomorrow. But oh God. I don't know if you guys realize, but there's institutions in the world that are fighting for neo-segregation. Probably should turn this off. Thanks though, Trey. Dozens of major corporations, including Apple, GM, and Lyft, have asked the Supreme Court to affirm the use of racial preferences in college admissions, arguing that more diversity on campuses contributes both to commercial innovation and business success. So this is something that I know that scholars have talked about in the past, and for some reason, mainstream media refuses to acknowledge the fact that putting people who don't belong in certain universities does not help them. It actually hurts them. It doesn't hurt them physically, but it, like when you put someone in a spot where they don't belong just because you need to check off a box, it oftentimes makes them feel less than, like they can't compete at that level, and therefore they flunk out and they leave or whatever. We don't need this. We need to hire people based on merit. We need to put people in programs based on merit. and we're moving away from that for some reason because we feel the need to check off boxes, like, and it's also like, it's like the soft bigotry of low expectations, right? It's like, well, they can't perform as high, so we need to make sure that they do get there. It's like, what? No, you put people in there that belong there. There's been plenty of there's been lots of instances where they weren't accepting, or they're making it much harder for Asian Americans to get into these institutions because there was too many of them. Is it merit we need to hire, or capability? I feel like those maybe I'm trying to use them interchangeably, but like, so what I mean by merit is like, if they have the know-how, if they're capable of getting into said university, then they should get in. But they shouldn't get in just because they need a couple more of a certain ethnicity or race or whatever. Right? Like, so they're the merit, like getting in on merit because you belong there, because you've earned the, I can't even think because again my brain is sort of like stalling out every now and then, because they've gotten the grades they need to get, and they've gotten, merit is praiseworthy quality. No. Okay, so I guess like I'm referring to like meritocracy. Like you belong somewhere because you earned that place. You are capable of being there because of your qualifications based on education, on experience. That's what I mean. I'm not saying just because, not just because like, oh, yay, no. You don't collect merit without the capacity and capability to perform a test. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you're able, like you are, like if you weren't the race you were or whatever, you would have, the only thing we're looking at is your test scores, your, past grades, whatever. That's why you belong in a certain spot. Not because, again, you check off a box that some idiot decided you needed to fill. A lot of the stuff we're going to be touching on a lot of this stuff tomorrow. I did want to, where was nope, not that one. There was some new, I don't know if I want to do that. Nah, we'll save that for another time. I do have some good videos. I do have some stuff coming out. If not this week, then early next week. But I'm trying to put out some stuff that is in the like I want to start doing more reviews stuff. So I did my review on Resident Evil, and I'm writing one for another movie right now. I have like most of my notes and thoughts written down. So I'm hoping to get that shot either in the next couple days or this weekend to have out on Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, I pretty much got through the stuff that I wanted to discuss tonight, because there's so many things. There's so many things that happen, and I feel like this show benefits from a little bit of like bringing you guys into the conversation, and also like me working through this on my own. Burn the witch. Yeah, no, like I'm trying not to always be like uber negative on like my videos, because like it's really easy to be super critical and want to like really lean into something. But there's plenty of movies out there that I want to like really start like praising, because and related into why like this is something that was really great. Like can we get back to this sort of thing? Or this is an example of something that's really, really awesome. This is a really good like movie. This is well written. The dialogue between this person and this person is solid. There's not this and that. Hi, Aurora. How are you? Um, I'm trying to do something different. Burn the witch. I know. I'm trying to break the mold. I'm also trying to stay quiet about a lot of things. There's part of me that's always like wanted to tell people the stuff I was doing, places I wanted to go and all that. And it's never served me. And like I've been listening, waiting to be offended. Well, I guess we didn't quite get there. But no, I've been playing like a lot of stuff I have coming up, playing it close to the chest, and like even me bringing it up now, I'm just like, oh, just say something, just do something. Like no, but it's fun. Like there's a lot of fun projects. I got good people helping me out, but it's also a good learning experience for me too, like getting into new territory and I guess places I did not think I'd get into. But they're fun projects, and I feel like challenging myself and challenging the people I'm working with, like they're people in my community that are really just great people. And I've failed many times in the past, and and part of me is just like, okay, we got to figure out why. Let's do something. Let's not be stupid about it, but let's do something different and cool. Abject failure is supposed to offend everyone, sir. Don't worry, it's only been 59 minutes, so tomorrow I'm sure we'll get into some bullshit. But no. But that's what I like about the show. The show is like it's to keep me rolling and to keep me continuing to make content when I can and engage with people on YouTube. I really enjoy the YouTube side of things way more than I ever thought I would. But like I said, Twitch is sort of like a bygone time for me because while I still use the platform and still enjoy it to some extent, like it's just not the thing I want to do. I don't really mean I'm not like my aim is not Twitch partner. Like if I ever got there, cool. But I find growing and stuff on YouTube to be way more like it's a new challenge. Like YouTube feels like what Twitch used to feel like to me, where I was like every day I go live. I'm like, okay, I gotta get some more followers. I gotta get some more people to talk about and, or, to talk to and play games with. And now YouTube is like a fresh avenue back to that. And like, I've made some cool connections. I've talked to some really great people and like even greater people on the way to talk to, and like just and get in that cycle and like being feeling like I'm doing something and not just playing a game necessarily, but also enjoying the games when I can. But thank you guys. I really appreciate all of y'all hanging with me on these nights. I feel like there's times where I think I don't want to ever fly too close to the sun. Like I don't want to. I enjoy the incremental growth and not like the giant like leap to something really big, like going viral and then all of a sudden exploding. While that's great and everyone wants that, I think like even having the people that we have in here now, it's really important because I think people get to know me on a more basic level, in a more intimate level, and like doing community streams will help integrate people in as they want, or as they feel comfortable talking with me and other community members. So please remember, guys, if you're watching this VOD and you've gotten this far, I thank you. That is awesome. But also, if you want to be a part of our community streams, please think about supporting us and becoming a member on Ko-Fi. So the link down below, ko-fi.com/TheShagsworth. You become a member over there. You can be a part. Well, you'll have priority in our members stream on the first Friday of every month. And you also get to unlock some exclusive content and giving special shout outs and even seeing our YouTube videos before they go live on YouTube. That's another little perk. The link is down below. I think those who have already stepped up and been supporters, we currently have 2 awesome supporters, which I have to give credit to. Emperor Doomsday on the VIP tier and Vividly Aurora on the sponsored tier. I really appreciate you guys. You're making the dream possible. But you don't need to do that in order to make this dream possible. The only thing you need to do to make this dream possible is to like the videos, share them with your friends, and comment when you can. That makes a huge world of a difference, and it allows us to break through the algorithm, have YouTube share our videos more naturally. Please think about doing that. We are live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube starting at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I hope you'll join us again. And that's it. That's all we got for tonight. I really enjoyed you guys. Thank you so much. I am out for tonight. Have a great evening.